Okay, hello guys. Welcome to our day 5 of the Nocode Africa bootcamp. Uh, I'm really sorry for starting behind the accepted time. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're just going to give some time for other people to join us and some time for me to notify everyone else in the community to join the class. Please, if you can hear me, just let me know that you can hear me. Just drop a comment for me. Okay, thank you very much for responding. Drew Jonathan, good to have you here. Sonia Style, good to have you here. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, good evening, from wherever you're joining. Oyema, good to have you here. Thank you very much for letting me know that I can be heard. Chidima, thank you very much too. Okay, welcome, guys. So you can just drop a comment in the comment section, just so that I can know where you're joining from. You can just mention where you're joining from. It's more like, and you can also just say hello, really. Just give me a few, maybe like a minute or two. Let me drop notifications on the community so that more people can join us. We don't have so many persons joining right now. So I just need to like notify everybody. Okay. Okay, all right, guys. Thank you very much for your messages. I can see lots of greetings here. Hello, good to have you guys here. I will just flash most of the comments on the screen. Great, welcome. Okay, so we have someone joining from Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. Michael is here again. Good to have you again. Innocent, thank you very much. For real, let me be human. I almost sent a message on the community for a reschedule, really, because I I didn't really wake up on time today, and so I I think I just grabbed my brunch like less than 5 minutes ago, and I'm joining the class. So I almost sent in a message that okay, I wouldn't be able to have the class today. Let's reschedule, but we have to do this. Yeah, I'm saying this because of what you're saying. Yeah, thank you very much. It's basically the sacrifices we have to pay. Um, okay, so we have people from Port Harcourt, Lagos, Asaba, Lagos, Nerd from India, Stickman from Thailand, Adele's Technologies. Good to have you. Okay, so we don't have a lot of people today in the class. I don't know whether, I don't know, you guys can just be giving me feedback about the mode of learning that you would prefer. If you prefer the pre-recorded classes, you can just like, I think this evening I'm going to drop a poll. I'm going to create a poll so you can actually vote whether you prefer live classes or you prefer pre-recorded classes. Yeah. I'm not saying you should tell me here. I will drop the poll on the community so we can all vote. Yeah, because it's usually not very impressive having few people in the class. Yep. Okay, so I hope you guys are doing fine and you have gone through the Start Your Business course on academy.vc4a. I will I will quickly flash it here so we can check it out. Just a second. Let me go to SupportXDR. Let me go to my dashboard on SupportXDR. Let's see. Just 1 second more. I think it's on this one. This one, I guess. Okay. I'm trying to access the dashboard so I can share my screen. Nocode Africa. Yes, is it this one? 1 second. Whoa, it's not this one. Okay. I might have to log out from this dashboard and go to another one. Okay. I hope you guys are good, really. I understand that it's actually very difficult to start learning a new skill, and maybe you're currently having a 9 to 5, and you might somehow find it very difficult to go through everything that we're sharing here. But sincerely, I really appreciate your efforts for trying because it's not easy. Yeah, growth is actually very painful. Yeah, but it is worth it, really. Yeah, it is totally worth it. Okay, so let me quickly share my screen. This is it. I have to just first of all talk about the business course just briefly before we start the session for today. Okay, so let me just share my screen briefly. I'm presenting my screen, and there you go. I believe you can see my screen. Okay, so basically, for this bootcamp, right, we are using we're using the dashboard on SupportXDR. Okay, so basically, SupportXDR just helps you have access to a dashboard that you can put every single thing inside, right? It just helps you to manage your resources and your content. Okay, so for us here in the bootcamp, we're using okay. For us here in the bootcamp, we're using Support XDR more like to create a dashboard that houses all the links to the things that we're doing in the bootcamp. So, for instance, this is the dashboard that I have. I don't think you have access to all of them, but you should have access to the No Code Africa Bootcamp. If you don't, I will add it in the description of this video so you can access it. Yeah, I will also just copy this and paste it on the comment section too. Okay, so here on the dashboard, you can see the courses. So we have here Start Your Business. This is the very first one that I want you to, start with. So when you click here, it will take you to academy.vc4a, and then you see the course. The course will, guide you on different things that is required when you're trying to start your business, ranging from building a great team, which involves finding a co-founder, And then from there, you have investor expectations around co-founders, structuring relations with your co-founder, beyond salary remuneration options, building a complementary team, a lot of things. So basically, building a great team, then know the target market, product development, understand the external environment. Yeah. So this course is basically 4 hours. This business course. It is very important that everyone that is going through the No Code Africa bootcamp goes through this particular course. We have a lot of other courses you're supposed to take. Like for instance, I would like you to take at least 2 of these courses during the duration of the bootcamp. That should be this one and this one. That start your business and grow your business. All right. Yeah, this is very important. And the cool stuff is that at the end of the course, you get a certification, right? Which shows that okay, you have an idea of how to start your business, and then you will be able to like implement these things to start your own business. Okay, so please try and go through this course. It's a free course and it will teach you way more than you can ever imagine. All right, so how to get it, I will drop the link to the dashboard. Let me see, where is the link? Let me copy the link to this dashboard, and then I will send it to the group. I will drop it here on the comment section. Then you can just like check it out. So let me stop sharing, and then I'll put it here on the comment section. This is the link to the dashboard. Okay, so I've dropped the link to the dashboard, and if you give me one more second, well, not exactly one more second, let me quickly edit this video, the description of this video, and add it so that we can have access to, you can have access to the dashboard. Okay, so let me just quickly edit it really fast. Okay, so I know that most persons might be wondering, why are we doing what we're doing, right? So why are we having a boot camp, and why are we even trying to help other people to understand how to build a business, right? So the idea is one of the best things that you can actually do for yourself is actually to build a business, because when you're building a business, you somehow ensure that you have like some good level of financial freedom. And not just that alone, you can actually transfer business to your child, to your children. All right. And but if it is a job, you can't really do that. And moreover, that's like one of the basic reasons. Moreover, when you started a business, you will definitely need to employ other people. All right. You will need to employ other people to join your company and build with you. That way you're creating employment opportunities for other people, which makes a whole lot of sense. Let's say business courses dashboard. Business courses dashboard and SupportXDR. So I'm editing the description of this video so you can see the link directly from there. It's easier that way. Okay, so I have saved it. So if you check the description of this video, all right, you should be able to see the link to the business courses dashboard on SupportXDR. Yeah, so that way you can, of course, assess the business courses. It's very important that you take this course, right? It will give you the foundational knowledge that is required for you to understand how to start your business. Okay, so and then moreover, right? So we have some portfolio startups that we are currently building. We have the product completed already, and so one of the coolest things that can happen here is if at all you take the program very serious, and let's say you don't have an idea of yourself, you don't have an idea of your own, but you understand how to start a business, how to grow the business from the courses that we are sharing with you here, and from all the insights that will be shared by other facilitators. Now, there will be an opportunity for you to actually be hired by Space, by No Code Africa, to run these portfolio startups for us, right? So we will pay you salary to run the startups. So there is the opportunities here is actually a lot if you can get good at what we're teaching you. Knowing how to build applications, will help you, get jobs from us as well. And then apart from that, you can just build the apps, and then we will help you sell the application. So if at all you are good at this thing, the main thing is, can you get good at this thing? Can you commit a lot of time to the things that we are teaching here, the application development, the business development trainings, right? If you can get good at it, then there's a huge opportunity for you, even with no code Africa and EO space. Okay. All right. So I have actually said a whole lot outside the main subject matter of this class, which is continuation of the real estate application that we are building. Okay, so yep, let's start the class. I will just respond to some of the uh, questions and comments in that we have here. Then from there we can just start the class. And so please, one of the coolest things that you can do for us is invite people to join, because we are sharing a lot of value here, and we really need a lot of people to hear about what we're doing here and to know that, okay, we're doing some really cool stuff here. Okay, so I'm pleading with you to just share the links to our Telegram community, the WhatsApp community. Just share it with other people to join our community and learn with us. Yeah. Okay, so I think I've seen some comments here. Okay, greetings basically. Okay. Um, some Tochuku, I am doing fine. I'm actually not supposed to be having this class right now because I just finished having my brunch, but I still really need to have the class, right? Somebody's asking, can you please make a tutorial with Superbase? Okay. Karim, I will consider that as well. I recently completed my master's program, so I will have a lot of time now to try to create these courses. Somebody's saying, I want to create a restaurant discount app with FlutterFlow. Okay, if you have the UI, you can send it to me, or just let me have a meeting with you. We can talk about it. Oh, Ryan, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so there'll be a time for questions. When it's time for questions, you can actually ask your questions. All right, so let's start the class. So we have been working on, I'm going to present my screen now. Did I open it? Yes, I did. Okay, we've been, working on the real estate application. So this particular aspect of the bootcamp is just to show you how to, turn your idea into a mobile application, right? And web application, of course. So turn your idea into a mobile application without having to write codes, and without having to spend so much money. In fact, very little money. So we are giving you the skill to understand how to build products, from your ideas. All right. So what we have been focusing on is the application here. So let me come over here, and this is the design that we're using. So I had somebody reach out to me on WhatsApp asking me, oh, sorry, I don't really know how to navigate the whole Figma thing. So the thing is, when you go to, if you check the description of this video, you'll see the link to the Figma design, which houses the UiUx design. Okay, so you'll see it like this, and all you just need to do is click on open in Figma. All right, so when you click on open in Figma, it will take you to it will like open the design for you to access it. Why is it not opening? Okay, so I just clicked on that, so it's going to open it here for me to access the design. And so when you have it here, when you have this particular page open up for you like this, the next thing you need to do is look at the left hand side. You see that this is the cover page. It is currently being highlighted. Then the next one is the UI screens. The UI simply means user interface. Then you see all the screens here. So we have a good number of screens. This is one of this application is like, it has a lot of screens. I think it said 40 plus screens, right? Yeah, so We're going to work on it, and today we're just going to improve on the design. We might not, yeah, we'll just improve on the design. So there's some things here that is currently not showing. Okay, so we already designed something similar to this already. So we would just move away from that, and we will start designing this part, and then this part will just create all of this particular screen. I don't know, we can call these authentication screens. So we'll create all of this. You don't need to create this. I can even delete it out. Yeah, so I just deleted that out. So we would just try to create this screen. They're all similar, so it will not really take so much of our time, hopefully. All right, so let's see, we will be using, just like we did the last time, we will try not to, we'll try to see how we can, replicate it. Okay, so where do we start from? Let me see. Okay, so we can start from here. Yes. Okay, so these are the designs for the authentication into the application, right? So how you do it is like this. Let me push this to this side. Okay, then I'm gonna close this. I am also gonna close this. I'm going to close this as well, and then this. Okay, I'll talk about this again towards the end. Okay, all right. So we have this. Then I'm gonna close this. Okay, so this is our FlutterFlow, and this is where we're going to like build our application. I'm gonna click on hide. All right. So how do we continue from where we stopped? Now let's work on this particular screen. I will. This says here login slash option. I don't know. We'll just call it uh, login login option. Okay, let's just say login option. So how do you create a new screen, a new page in FlutterFlow? All right, this is a page we created. This is another page that we created before. Okay, so how do you create a new one? Let me try to reduce the padding for this to 70. Okay, so how do you create a new page for your application? What you just need to do is you have to go ahead and click on this, and then you'll see new page, new components, and new flows. So basically this is actually how it looks like, but in this case we're not working on component or flows, we are creating a new page. So I'll just click on create blank. Now the coolest thing is that you have lots of templates here that you can just click to use. Yeah, but right now we're trying to see how we can create a replica of what we already have. All right, so if you don't have a design already, you can pick from here and then use them. So we have designs for authentication, we have designs for content, we have designs for list and settings and e-commerce. So you can always like come here and get the designs that you want to use. It's like available for everybody. Okay, so what I want to do now is create a new page, and I'll call it login option. I can say login underscore option just to be specific. Then I'll click on create page. And then now I have this, I don't need the app bar. I don't need the app bar, so I can just like click on this and delete it. All right. So what do I need? I basically I need to just like replicate what we have here. So we have these images that are currently being designed here. So we have this one, the dimension of this image is 171 by 174. So how do you bring these things inside FlutterFlow? Okay, this is how you do it. Now you have to come here to the widget tree where you can see the arrangement of the different widgets that makes up the screen. Okay, so you have the these are the widgets that makes up the screen. The first one here is called the scaffold, and then this one is called the column widgets. So we have like lots of widgets, and you can see all the widgets that we have by clicking on here. This is the widget palette. Then you see all the widgets, like lots of widgets here. So if you come here to the widget tree, you see all the different widgets that makes up your screen. So here we have a column already. What we just need to do is we need to just go ahead and click on this, click to add a child to the widget, and add to this widget. That's the column widget right now. So you just click on it, and what you need to do is you need to go ahead and add an image. Okay, so we are adding an image here, and it's a 171 by 174, I think. So you just go ahead and click here, 171 by 174, and now you have that. The next thing you need to do is look at um, the border radius here. So we have a border radius of 20, so you can just go ahead and apply it here in this place, 20. Now this particular option applies the border radius to all the four corners of the widget. Okay, but if at all you want to apply it to specific corners, you can just click on this and apply them where you want. Like 20 will just be on the, look at this side here. Let me zoom it in so you can see. And then you can also put just separately here. You can just put separately here. And so if you want to put it everywhere, you can just click here. Okay. All right. So now we have that. The next thing we need to do is to have this one as well. So how do we go about doing that? I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to download all these pictures. So to get this exact picture and put it in the design, what you do is you come here to, you select the picture first, and then you come here to export, and then you click to preview it just to be sure what you're exporting, and then you click to export. Now you have like this particular file, then you can just click here to open it, and then you can just like I think you might not be seeing my my file explorer. Okay, yeah, but when you click to open that, you will see the file in your own file manager. Then you can double tap on it and open it. Okay, yeah, so I was only sharing just my window. Okay, so I'm just going to get the image, then from there you see me use it. All right. Okay, so I'm going to, this is called rectangle 8. Okay, so I am back here. So how do I get it? I'm just going to come to change the image here. All I need to do is come here and change it from network to asset. All right, and then I will just click on here. It will open my file manager, which it has, but I'm not sure you can see that. Rectangle 8, that was the name of the image. So I click on it, I select it, it will show here. It's still loading up. Okay, now it shows here. Cool stuff. I don't know why it isn't sharp, but okay. So I have this image now, and then we have there's a space between here and here. Okay, so now this space is basically called a padding. So for here is the left padding of this object. This is the right padding for this object. You can click the Alt key on your keyboard, all right, to see the padding. Here I can see it's 13, but here it says 8. So I can just come here and add a padding of 13. Here, 13, all right. Then I can add it 8 here. And then this image here, what I want to do best is see it here. We have there's an image here and there's another image here. So both of them are actually in a row, okay, while all of them are in a column. We already had a column, which is this one here. That means all of them will be inside here, fine. And then this image has to be in a row. So what I'll just do is I'll right click on it and say wrap the widget. That's like puts the widget inside a row. All right, so just put it inside a row. So now I have a row as the parent, and then now I have this the image widget. So I'll just duplicate it. I just do command, I press the command D. You can say control D on your Windows if you're using Windows. So I'm going to remove the padding here, okay, because we don't need that. And then that's it. We have these scenario. But the weird thing about it is not always good for you to fix the width for something like this. It's not good for you to fix the width of the image, because this could be, this particular screen is let's look at the screen size, is 375. All right, the width is 375, but there are different screens. Like for instance, let's come here and click on this. You see this was an iPhone 14 Pro. That's why there's a lot of space here. So if I thought we're using iPhone 13 mini, all right, you see that it somehow laps properly. Okay, I can even remove this, so it somehow fits properly, just like what we have in the design. But if you're using a different screen that is like, let's say something like this, you see there's a lot of space here, right? And then let's go for another one that is larger. Okay, I think that's the largest. Okay, no, there's 430. Now this is the largest, right? So you see here. But now the cool stuff is that when you're building your application, you have to be paying attention to responsiveness. That means if it is being used in a bigger device, it should just adjust itself to feel the device, so that it doesn't look awkward like this right now. So how do you do that? So for the image here, what you need to do is apply expansion. So here is what you just need to do. Click to apply expansion. All right. And then for this one, you also click to apply expansion. Then the next thing you need to do is you're going to tell it to apply maximum width. Now, first of all, let's put the padding on the right hand side here. This is the padding. Then we can, let me click on this and push them apart. Like let's say alignments, for instance. I'm clicking on the row. I'll scroll down and say use this particular alignment. So I'm shifting them apart. But now you see we have a space in between. Okay. So that space is not supposed to be there. We're supposed to have like a better design, right? So it's supposed to fill up now because this device now is bigger. If I go to the previous device like this is fine, it fixes up. But now we're using it in the bigger device, 430, it looks weird. So what we need to do is we had already clicked on expansion, right? So that means we wanted to expand if we make the width to be infinite. So here, instead of putting it as 171 as the width, we will rather say infinite width. For some reason it is not expanding. Let me see. Okay, and that's not cool. All right, that's okay. Let's make this one expand. Okay, so okay, so what is really happening here? Okay, I think I understand what is going on. The image itself doesn't have a very large size, right? Like the original image that we're uploading inside here, it doesn't really have like a very large size. They have actually expanded. See, if you observe, they've expanded. This is the normal optimal space, right? So, but the image itself is actually small. So what I could do is I can either come here and click on the image and tell it to fill itself, which even trying to do that is not even doing the job. So the best thing I can do is I'll come over here, I'll click on the image again. All right, and then I will say export times 3x, like I want it to give me 3 times its normal size. Okay, then I will click to export it. All right, then I will click to open the file and it will give me another one. It's called rectangle 8 and it's bigger. Okay, so I will just edit it and say 8. Yeah. Okay, so I'm back here. Let's go and get the image. So I'm going to look for rectangle 8. Okay, so I'm picking the rectangle and now it's going to fill up the space. It's loading up. So after that, it's going to fill up the space. It's still not filling up the space. That's super weird, I think. Okay. Yeah, it actually does fill up the space. Yes, it does fill up the space with this particular box fit style. All right, but the problem is that we have look at this. We have the border radius here, and it actually does fill up the space. Let's click on this one and use the same image. All right, and then use this one. So that's it. So now we have the designs. It's a bit better now. If at all we go to 375, it's adjusted a little bit. You see, it's really neat now. Okay, so now we're done with that particular part. We can just go ahead and duplicate it. Select the row and Command D or Control D to duplicate it, and then we can come back here and look at the padding in between them. It's 9. All right, I had to click on the Alt key on my keyboard to get that dimension of that padding. So it says 9. So I just add the 9 here as a top padding to this row. Okay. All right, so the next thing we need to just quickly do is we need to go ahead and then do the text here. It says ready to explore. So I'm just going to copy the ready to explore. Look at the dimension. So we have here it's 25, and it's later. So okay, let's try. It's basically mixed. So one of the text is, I think it even has different colors. Okay, great. So this one has a different color. This one has a different size and color. So it has a different size and color. So we're going to try to see how we can work on it. So this one is 25 and bold, I think, and this one is also 25 but normal medium. This one is extra bold. Okay, great. So I'm just going to copy the whole of this, Command C, and then I'll come here to my column, and then I'll click to add a child to the column, which is going to be a row. In the row, I'm going to add a text. All right, and then I'm going to paste the thing I copied here. Then I'll come here. Okay, so don't forget we basically have a text that has two different kind of properties. So the best thing to do is not to use normal text widget. So I'm deleting that. We're going to be using a rich text. I think we tried using a rich text last time. So this is a rich text. Okay, and then I can paste the information here. Ready to explore. I'm gonna copy this one. Oh, just cut it out and then paste it here. Okay, then here I'm going to click. I think they have different colors, so let's try it. This is the first color. This is the color of this one I just selected. So I'm going to come over here, and then this is what I did. This is the properties of the rich text. So I clicked on the A here, and then I see how to edit it. So it was not bold, it's medium, and it's 25. And the color is what I'm pasting now, which I copied before. All right. And then I go back, and then I copy the color for this one. And this one is extra bold. So I will just come over here, click to go back, and then this, I just click on this, come here to extra bold. I'm going to paste the color, and then I'll fix the font size as 25. Exactly. Now I have this. What I need to do is give it padding. Give it a padding of 53 from the top. All right. Then this is going to be 53. Great. Then this one, it has a padding too. So it's 24 from the left hand side. So I'll just come over here and give it 24. Okay, so beautiful. We have this design. Now the next thing we just need to do, now all of these things that we're doing, these are the codes that we would have written to, like, created. So these are the lines of codes that we would have written just to do it. But now we're just doing drag and drop. Okay, that's the beauty of Nocode. All right, so here we have the ready to explore, and then the next thing we need to just quickly do is we need to come over here and create this button. Now this is a button, but okay, let's try something first so you can see the difference. Let me copy this color code. I like to copy that first. The button's dimension, don't forget, we don't necessarily need to fix the width of this button. We just need to check the padding on the side. So it's 48 on the sides. Okay, then the height of the button is 63. Now let's come over here to the column and then click on button. Yeah, so we click on button. I'll come down here to where we have the properties of the button, and I will paste the color. I'm starting with that one first. I will remove the elevation. So elevation is basically the small colors, the gray colors somehow, all the colors around the button. We don't really need it. So we will just go ahead and then remove this, make it 0. Now it's no longer there. And the height of this button, I think it was 63, if I'm not mistaken. And the padding on the right and left is like 48. Okay, but now the button is still like this. Now we didn't want to fix any width for it. We wanted to make sure that the width is maximum. Okay, so we make it maximum. That's it. So it can always be, responsive to other devices. So we have 63, correct? Then the border radius is 10. Okay, let's copy this thing. Let's continue with email. Border radius is 10, so we will come here and change this to 10. All right, so this is how it looks like. Beautiful. Let me find the padding. So if I click on this and click on Alt key or Alt option, it shows me 50. So that means the padding from the top is 50. Aha. Then I'm going to change the content of the text here. I had already copied it, so I just pasted. Now we've created the button. Okay, we've created the button, but something is missing, right? Something is actually missing. What is missing? We have an icon here that is supposed to show here. So we can come over here to where we have the icon properties. If you don't know what a particular thing is, the way the FlutterFlow team designed FlutterFlow, they made it very intuitive, and also they made provisions for you to ask, like, let's say it's a rhetorical question, like you could be asking, what is this button for? Well, they will show you. You just, when you see you can just, hover on it. I hovered on it, and then it'll tell you, turn on to set the disabled condition below. When true, the button will not be clickable. So you can check. So here for this one, icon type, size, and color for this button. That means this button can actually have an icon, but it can't have like a button after. It's only from here. So we can just click here and say email. We're looking for an email icon, and then now we have this email because that's exactly what we had here. It's 20, so you can come over here and change it to 20. You can say 20 is the size of your icon. Exactly. At first it did not have any size. Okay, you can change the color of the icon that you want. Now we have a button, and then the next thing we need to do is this line and this text, and then this line, right? So how do we do that? Let's click to open them. So this is a line, this is the color of the line, and for some reason I don't know the width of the line. Yeah, it's not showing me the width of the line. It shows here that it's a long line, but I can't see the width of the line. So maybe it'd be difficult to figure out the width of the line. Okay, so this might be hard, but we're going to have to experiment. Okay, let's do like this first of all. Okay, so now this is what I'm doing. Zoom in. The padding on the left hand side and the right hand side of this text is 10, and then the text here, that is or, is let's see, it's 10. All right, size 10. So let's come over here and create that. I'm going to click on the column. I'm going to reduce this so you can see the main column here is always what I click to add something inside it. So I'll click on it, then I'll click here, and I'm going to add a row. Why am I adding a row first? I'm adding a row because this thing is in the same row with this thing and this thing. All right, so this is the widget, a line, a text widget, and another widget. Well, we don't really have, I don't know, I have not really explored that. But okay, let's even see it. So we have vertical dividers, but I don't think we have anything horizontal, like a line. I haven't really like checked that. So, but what I always do, if there's another way and maybe you've explored it before, you can just drop it as a comment for me. I would like to learn too. But what I always do is I click here and then I add a container, right? Now, for some reason, if you click on this, the height, we don't really know the dimension of this line. So I am going to make like a very heavy assumption. So I'm going to use 1 as the height. Okay. No, sorry, not 11. 1. No, 1. I'm using 1 as the height. And this is the color that I had copied before. So if you observe, it is there somehow, but I think it's too thin. Let's make it 2. Okay. And now the line here has some space. Let's click on it. It has some padding here from the left, 24. I believe it's the same thing on the right as well. So I'm going to add a padding of 24 here to the line. Let's zoom in so we can see what we're doing. So I've added a padding of 24 there. Now this is the line. You might not really see it. Let's go to login option and then change the background to secondary background. So it can be white so we can actually see it. Now you can see it. Okay, so now we have this. What we need to do is, I'm really taking time to explain this really because it is usually going to be in these live classes that you might get like even more proper detailed explanation. Yeah. Okay, so that's why these live classes are very important. So we have I have selected it, right? And then the next thing I need to do is I'm going to add a padding of 10 on the right hand side. Now the reason is because of what we did before. When I clicked on this text and then I clicked on Alt, I saw that there's a 10 on it, a 10 on the side. So now that I've done this, the next thing I need to do is I need to go ahead and duplicate this, right? No, I'll just copy it first. Command C, then click on the row and add a text. This is going to be my OR, okay? And then I'm going to click on the row and paste that thing that I copied. Now I click on this. I'm going to remove the padding here and say 10 because it's supposed to be 10 here. And then this one is going to be 24, I think. Yeah, so now we have this. But if you observe, now let's give it a proper padding. Let me give it a padding here. It's 41. Let me give it a padding of 41. Now the cool stuff is that now you see here, it's not giving us the vibe that we want, right? It's just there. It's not filling up the entire space. Now this one, the size of this text is actually 10. So let's make it 10. And then I think it has its own unique color. So I'm copying the color here, and then I'm coming over here and then pasting it. Okay, so I click here, right? I want it to spread and, cover the entire space. So how do I do that? Okay, so how do I do that? What I'm going to just do is I'm going to go ahead and make the width to be infinite. I'll scroll down and make the width infinite. Well, it crashes. Now it says that would cause a breaking crash. The layout option you selected would have caused a Flutter layout conflict and crashed your app. So, well, that's true. Because of what? I did not set this as expansion. I did not say, okay, I want this widget to always expand, to fill up the horizontal space. So now if I do this, and then I try it again, it will work. You see, it works now. It pushes this one. But now it looks like this one is longer than this one because that's true. It's longer. But we want them to be equal. So I have to click on this, do the same thing to what I did on the other one. I'll click here, right? And then I'll do an infinite width. And then now we have the correct design. Okay, great. Now we need to do this last part. Then this one is a container, and don't forget, just like we did before, we're just going to pay attention to the height. I'm going to copy the color of this. This is a container. All right. So the height is 70. So I'll just come here. Now, first of all, these and these, they're in a row. So I have to bring a row first. I'm going to add a row first and then add a container. And then fix the height as 70. Then I'm just doing elimination method. So I fix the color. The next thing I need to do is the border radius 25. I click here because it's just like border radius for all the sides. Then now I'm going to add a column inside the container because I want to add an icon. So I'm going to add an icon inside it. The icon's dimension is going to be, I would have just downloaded this image and uploaded it, but I would prefer we just get something directly from FlutterFlow because we can. The dimension here is, let me see, 25 by 25. So I will come over here and change this to 25. Then I'll click here to change the design. So I'm going to say Google. So we have different designs. So we have Google here. It might not be the colorful Google. Of course it isn't. So we will just have the G. Okay, but we will use this. And Yeah, it has colors, different colors here, but we will just use this. We can also try something else, actually. Okay, we can't actually try, except this was an image. I wanted to say, let's get the image from the internet. So here we will just, let me see, can we try it for this one? Not really. So let's click on this and center align it. All right, so this is it now. It's like here. I'm just showing you different ways we can do this. So another way you would have just done it is bring it in, put an image widget here, and then bring the image, like export the image, because you would have just come here to export, and then export your image, and then bring it inside FlutterFlow. That's another way you would have done it. Okay, so we have done this. The next thing we need to do is I'm going to go ahead and then duplicate this. All right, I'm duplicating it. This is going to be, I'm going to change the icon to Facebook. All right, this one is going to have the normal F. Cool. And it's a blue, so I can even come here and pick a blue. I think I can get this blue. Yeah, so I'm copying this blue, and I can paste the blue color. Okay, so here, and then I will go ahead and click to spread them across. Cool. Now the next thing I need to do is find the padding from the left and on the right. So the left and the right should be the same. So I'll click on this, and then I'll put 24 here. Then I'll click on this and put 24 on the right. Okay, and then what else do? We will just go ahead and then now we need to make these expandable such that it can fill up the space, just like we did the other time. So how to, if I click on this, we should have a crashing error. Yeah, so you should first of all go ahead and click on expansion first, and then you say infinite width, click on this, expansion first. I'm clicking on the container that contains everything, right? So then I click on infinite width. Now we have this, but now they have a space in between them, right? So we need to go ahead and give them some space, and that's 10 here. Okay, so that way we have this, and it's really cool. All we need to do is the space from above, which is the padding on the top, 20. We are just going to add it here, and that's it. So we have done this very beautiful design. The next thing we need to do is this one. And this is going to be a what? A rich text. Yes, you got it right. So I'm going to copy this, and I will come over here. Let's create it. I'm going to click on the column, click to add a rich text. And then I'm going to just go ahead and then paste this one here, and paste this one here. And then let's look at their dimensions. This one is 12 on regular. This one is 12 on bold. And then this one, this is the color, so I'm copying it. So if I click on here, this is going to be regular. Regular should just be like, I think medium, 12. And then I paste the color here. And then for the second part, which is the register, this is going to be bold, and it's going to be 12 as well. It has its own color, and this is the color that I'm copying, and I'm pasting it here. All right, that's it. So we have this. The next thing we need to just do is give it a padding that it needs. It needs 35 as padding, and we will go here and say 35. Now it hides. Okay, so let's reduce it. Now, for some reason, right, what we have just put up here is not showing. It has to be because, look at this. If you click here, you see that the height here is 812. And then the height of this screen is also 812. But look at this. This space has been taken. It's going to be taken by the notification on the main phone. So a lot of space has been taken. So the best thing we can do right now is click on the column and make it scrollable. All right, make it scrollable such that the user can scroll. You see, now we can see this. Okay, all right, so if you want to check out how it looks like what we just created, you can just click on the icon here, and then you will see it. So just like the previous class, we won't spend a whole lot of time in this class. we're just going to spend a very short time. So we're going to do this particular design, and I think that would be the end of the class. So let's just create this one, and then after that we take questions. So how do we go ahead and create this one? So I was trying to show you the result of what we just did. Now this is what we just did, and of course the other thing is not showing, so you can just make it scrollable. You see, you can see it. It's very neat and very beautiful, right? Cool. You can of course use different images here. I just didn't want to go to the stress of using different images. Now I can just go back to creating the second one. Now let's look at it. This is the second one. We will just go ahead do it using the same route. I will click here to create a new page, and the page is going to be called login /form, login form. So I would just say here login _ form. Then I'll click on create page. The next thing we need to do is we'll remove this app bar like we used to do, because there's no app bar here. Now the next thing we need to do is, it has this cool design, this picture of people here. So how do we do it? We just need to come to export and then look at it, and you can export it as 2x just to be on the safe side. Export it. It's going to be exported as a zip file. Okay, and then I will just try to open it. You might not see my screen now, but this is called ondraw_city. Okay, so ondraw_city. Okay, I'm gonna just hold up for a second to be sure that everybody can still hear me. Stop sharing. Okay, so I think I can be heard. I've not seen any specific question about. Okay, so someone is asking why did I use. Okay, so I will just come back to answer this. Let me just quickly finish up with what we are doing. I will come back and answer all the questions. Please stay in the class. Okay, I just wanted to be sure that I had not disconnected or something. Okay, so here I want to ondraw_city. Okay, great. I was trying to remember the name of this. Okay, oh, I can always find the name here actually. Yeah. So now we have here, what we need to do is, it has this very interesting dimension, 408 by 175. But if you observe, a lot of things have gone out. But what do we do? So, well, I can't really account for what is outside of the screen. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use the exact dimension. That's the height of 175. And I'm going to come here to the column, click on the widget tree, and add the image. The height is 175. It's big height. Then make the width infinite. Change from network to asset. Then click here to upload the image. I'm looking for ondraw_city. And then I'm uploading it. Now it's gonna show up. Now it shows actually up, right? So let me click on the scaffold and change the color to secondary background. Okay, now we have this. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, don't worry about these curves, right? It's like it's not supposed to really be like that. Okay, yeah, it's supposed to just have like normal screen designs. All right, so you're not the one to create these curves. It's more like the frame of your phone, for instance. Okay. So now let's go ahead and then create this one. It says here, let's sign in. So this is also a rich text because we have two different paths. This one is the size of this is different from this. Not really the size, maybe the size, the font type, right? So I'm going to click on the column, then add a rich text, and then I will just copy this too. And then I will paste one here and cut this out and paste it here. All right, now I have this one, the color is this. I'm copying it, and it's 25 by 25 and medium. So I will click here and change this to 25, and then this is medium, Then I'm pasting the color, correct? And then this one is this is the color. I click to copy it. I'm gonna like say Command C to copy, copy, and then 25 an extra bold. Great. So I will come here and let me see. Go back here, click here, and say 25, and extra bold, and paste the color. Sweet. Now we have this, and all I just need to do is let me see. The padding from the top is 9. So, but I need to wrap this in a row. So I'll right click and wrap it in a row, and click on the row and say 9. I did that because I needed to be able to manipulate the alignment, right? So here I say the padding is going to be 29. So I'm going to click here and say 29. Great. Okay, so then the next thing is this text. So I'm copying this. I don't know what that means. So I'm clicking on this. I'm going to add a row. And then in the row, I'm adding a text. The padding is also going to be 29. And this is the content of what I copied. It has its own unique color. I'm copying it. All right. Then here, the padding from the top is 20. All right. Then, so I'm just going to say here 20. Then click here. I'm giving that padding of 20 to the row. I'm clicking on the text. And then now I want to just give it a color. All right. So we have this. And well, the font size is 12, so reduce it to 12. All right, fine. Now the only thing that is different from the previous screen here is just this. So how do we do it? Now this is going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, when we do this, we have done this. So let's do this one. Okay, so I'm going to just copy this color, right? And the height is 70. The border radius is 10. Okay, sorry, this is the color, the main color. The border radius is 10. Okay, so I'm going to click on the column here and add a container, right? So yes, it's a container we're using that has a border radius of 10. And it has a color. This is the color. And it has, we're also going to make it an infinite width, but let's look at the padding on the sides. It's going to be 24 by 24. Good. Then I'm going to click on this to expand it. The height is 70. And what else? I think that's about it. Now inside this, we're going to add a row because of this icon and then the text. So I'm just going to copy this. I don't need to copy that. Let me copy this color code instead. So, but this one is 20 by 20. So I add a row, and now I'm going to add an icon. This is the icon, and it's 20 by 20. All right. And I'm going to click here and look for email icon. This one, I think that's what they used. Okay, good. And the padding on the left here is 16. So I'm going to put some padding here, 16. Good. Then I'm going to click on the row here. And let me zoom it in a bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to click here and add not a row, a text. Then I'm pasting what I copied. No, not that. I'm just going to type here email. Then the color code. This is the color code. Now it has a padding of 10 from the icon. So I add that. Oh, really? Big apologies. This is not a text widget. This is supposed to be a text field widget because the user is going to be typing something inside it. Really sorry. So let's search for text field. Text field widget. Then I'm adding here. And the next thing we're going to do here is just quickly type. We're going to be looking for the label property. Yep, this is it. And we're going to type email. This is the same way you can, add. Let's say you have like a search section of your your app. All right, so you can also use the same text field widget. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and check out something else. We've done this, and I have to just paste the color code. Yeah, I still had it on my clipboard. Now I've done this, but for some reason I need to confirm the size. It's 12. Okay, I thought as much. So here, this is going to be 12. Okay, so we have this. Now there's something here that we need to pay attention to. You see there's a line here. There's a line. It is because of the input decoration property. So we have here the input decoration property. So if I say outline, it's going to put it around it like this. Good. Now, if I say underline, it's to show it the way it showed before, but now we want it to be none. So it doesn't show anything at all. Okay. So we have this now, and I think this email will have the same color as the text, right? Oh, it didn't. I got it wrong. I got it wrong. So let's come here and just copy this one and just paste it here. Okay. All right, so we have this. Now let me go ahead and I think we're done with this particular stuff. Let's click on this and click on 34. Sorry, not click on 34. Click on option, and then we see 34. Then we will go ahead and just say 34 as padding. That's it. Now I'm going to click this and duplicate this, and we will use this for our password. The spacing in between them is 15, and let me change this to 15. Then here is going to be, should I say password? Okay, well, not that one. I will just say lock. Yeah, because they have something like lock here. So there are different ones. So you might want to use this type. Anyone that you want to use is fine. So I will use this one. Okay. And then here I'll click on this and go change the label property to password. Now the cool stuff about password is that it has something else called password field. Yeah. So you can click to turn it on, and then put here 24 so it can show. It allows you to toggle on and off the visibility of what you type here as your password. All right. So let's see. It wasn't here in the design, but it's just important. It's like very important for you to do that. Then we have this. Let me just copy this, click on the column and paste it. Then I'm going to reduce this a bit. I want to use it for this purpose. So this is 12. I'm just going to click here and paste it. Let's see, paste it. Good. And let's come and copy this. I'm thinking of what we can do here. Forgot password. Okay, this is 12. Okay, the padding here is actually going to be 24. This one's too much, so 24. And then the color is this color. And then I'll duplicate it, Command D. Then I'll click here to space them apart. Click this one and give it a padding of 24 on the right hand side. There's no need for a padding on the left. And then forgot password and show password. Okay, so this one is supposed to be like when you've typed it, you click for it to show. But since we already have this toggle thing, we don't need to have this. Okay, so now we have this, which is gradually bringing us to a close for our class today. We've been here for 1 hour, 11 minutes. Let's come here to the login option and just copy what we have here. So I'm going to Command C this and click on the column and paste this, and go here and Command C as well, or Control C, and paste here. I think we're also going to have this last part. Yeah, this one said don't have an account, register. Don't have an account, register. Okay. This is login. Okay, cool. So I will come over here and copy this rich text. Come here, click here and paste it. All right, but let's try to see how we can adjust the padding correctly. 112. Let's click here and say 1 1 1 It's way too much now. It's covering all of this. I don't need it that much. I can just say 80. Okay, so we have this, and that's like the two screens that we worked in. Let me see. Okay, we don't have. Let me just reload it so you can see what we have done. All right, so that's it. We have created like two screens in the class. The cool stuff is that I would like you to be practicing this thing in your spare time, like after the class. So during the class, you just pay attention and ask questions, and then during your own personal time, you can just practice it. So this is what we did. I can type Mr. David, at gmail.com, and then I come here and type anything I want to type. Now it is hidden. Because of this, I can click it to show it. Okay, well, we have not actually connected backend yet, so this doesn't really work properly. Okay, so now we have done all of this. This is how beautiful it is. All right, and we will stop the class here. But before I stop the class, I would like to remind you that if at all you haven't started your class yet, the business class, you need to come to, you need to check the description of this video and then click to access the dashboard to this bootcamp on which is found on SupportXDR. Right, you'll be able to see a Nocode Africa Bootcamp dashboard, which houses all these links. I don't want you to go through everything. I want you to just go through the first one here. Start your business. And when you click on it, it's gonna bring you here to the course on academy.vc4a. Then you go through it. After, you can just click on start the course. After you're done with the course, it's just 4 hours, so you can spend the whole of the weekend to do it. I will ask for you to present your certificates by Monday. All right, so now you just spend 4 hours to go through the course. It will teach you a whole lot of things about how to start your business. All right, this is very important for you to do during this bootcamp. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing now and then take questions. Okay, I hope that you guys enjoyed the class, and I will start responding to the questions here. So remember to, click to subscribe to the channel. All right, and then of course like this video as well. This is one of the ways that you can support us. So let me see. We have some questions. Okay, someone is asking me, can I be your student for FlutterFlow, especially for backend purposes and for the database? Yeah, that's fine. You can try to reach out to me. And basically, by participating in the bootcamp, you're already my student. Yeah, so when it's time for backend, we will also be discussing that. So someone is saying, can you help in promoting a solution created by a student? Yes, very much. You can just reach out to me and let me know what you built, right? That's the idea for the community that we are building. So Henry said, I have a lot of questions. Okay, so we will see the questions. Yes, I have just given a summary of it a few minutes before I stopped sharing. Okay, so I don't really understand. Do you know if it's possible in FlutterFlow to remove empty space that is generated by a list view? I have a condition, and after filtering, when I run the app between items, it's empty. Okay, so maybe you have like maybe you had already entered data into your backend and it doesn't have anything, and so basically the empty space might just be the result of your query. All right, but if at all you can explain more what you mean, I will be able to help you further. Okay, someone is saying, what brings the padding on top of the column? I mean, where there is an up bar. Okay, so yeah, I understand your question. This one is clear. So the thing is this: for your device, like let's say your device, there is an upper part here, like the upper part here, all right, the upper part here. That's like where you have the indicators for your battery, for the network signal, yeah, and for time, right? So that small space there is for that purpose. Okay, that's why it is always there. Okay, I believe you understand now. Okay. Okay, someone is asking, how do I make the edges sharp, for instance, if I want the edges to be similar to an octagon instead of rounded octagon? So you can't really like make a shape like that in FlutterFlow. I'm not really sure of that. But if you want to make the edges sharp, just don't put border radius. It will be like a rectangle. Rectangles have like sharp edges. Yeah, so all right. So somebody's asking, why did we use rich text instead? So the reason why we use rich text instead of text is because of the fact that we had like two texts there, and one was bold while the other one was medium. Now you cannot uh, highlight a particular type of part of the text widget, content of the text in the text widget, and make it bold. That's why we use the rich text, so that we can actually separate both of them and make one bold, make the other one medium. We can even manipulate the sizes too. Okay. Yeah, so I haven't really talked about APIs, but in this bootcamp, I'm going to talk about APIs and plugins as well. Yes. This is a very excellent suggestion. I think I'm going to consider doing this during this weekend. I have been thinking about it because of the fact that FlutterFlow has changed its interface. So I think I can just create a rundown of that. I will consider doing this. Thank you. I haven't really played around with the divider widget, but if it has an option to, let me even see it right now. Let me see if it's possible. Let me try to add it somewhere and see. So we have the divider. Let me look for it. Divider. Ah, okay. Yes, 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 yes. We can use the divider actually. Yes, we can use the divider instead of using the container that I used. You can use the divider. Thank you very much for making me look at that. I think I've used it before, but I don't use it frequently. All right. Thank you. Thank you. If the screen is blur, there's a huge possibility that it is maybe your network, or maybe you haven't like changed it to the highest resolution. So you can see the gear icon on YouTube. Then you can just like change it to 720. I think that's the max. Okay. We will talk about how to connect the pages during the class, so just make sure that you keep attending. Or better still, just check the other tutorials that we have on the channel. You will see how to do that. Okay, so this is basically backend, and we haven't started talking about backend in the bootcamp. We will do this eventually, and I will show you. Okay. Thank you very much, Michael. So how do I integrate UI packages from PopDev? So I think this is one of the things that we will discuss, like when we're starting like backend proper. All right. Right now, if I begin to talk about things like this, we'll just get some persons like disturbed and scared, because well, it's supposed to be no code. So let's not make it too complicated at the beginning. Yeah. Yes, you can import the line actually. When I started using FlutterFlow at the beginning, I used to do this. In fact, you see some of the old videos that I made, and I used to import the lines, but it's not cool because it will end up making your application very heavy. Yeah. So you can just use the widgets in FlutterFlow to do it. Okay, you're welcome. So after the bootcamp and learning FlutterFlow, what are the opportunities available for us? Okay, so let me say it again. So now the thing is this: I've actually trained a whole lot of people, right? So um, I had like 5 cohorts last year, also spanning across 6 weeks, and then I've trained a lot of people. So, but most persons might not really be able to create visibility for themselves, and so they might not end up being able to get a job. So, one of the things that we are assuring you is that we will, if you're good at what you say you're good at, there are two ways. Either we connect you to a job, all right, from our marketplace, or we assign you a particular project and then you build it from start to finish, and then after that we help sell the course. We will just take some commissions for, not the course, the application. We'll just take some commission for helping sell the application. So right, so if you can build the application, we can sell it. So that's one of the opportunities we have. Like we're currently building a very large community here on YouTube and LinkedIn and different places, Telegram as well. So when you when you build the application, we can help sell it. That's one of the opportunities. So you build the apps, we can help sell it. Better still, we also connect you to jobs if at all you're very good at it. And then another thing is that we are looking forward to getting some persons from this boot camp that are not just good at building the apps, but they're also rich in the knowledge of building a business, right? That's why we needed to like go through this bootcamp very, very well. And then we're looking forward to employing some person from here to actually run our portfolio startups. Yeah, so those are the opportunities. And then also there will be a session where I will introduce you to Upwork. I basically freelance on Upwork. There's Upwork, there's Fiverr, and so you can always freelance on these platforms. And if you like to teach like myself, you can create courses too and then put them on Udemy. So these are opportunities, like lots of opportunities for you to leverage on and then make a fortune for yourself. Okay, while also focusing on the fact that you need to build a business around the skill that you're having right now. So that's it. I hope I have answered your question. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Thank you. Thank you. So, John is asking, when are we going to learn about backend? So we will continue pushing the classes for front end. As soon as we complete front end, we're going to start back end. All right. We're not going to complete all the front end, right? Well, I think we have to complete all the front end first before we start back end. So as soon as we complete all the front end, we're going to start back end. But if I told you're really, really in a haste to learn backend, there are lots of videos on the channel, the same channel. You can check the food delivery tutorial. You can check the online learning tutorial. You can check Nike sneaker tutorial. There are lots of tutorials on the channel that can teach you backend, so you can just check it out. But if you want to be patient and you want to learn the backend through the bootcamp, through all these other live classes that we have, just wait for it, and then we'll have the classes. Okay. So thank you very much for participating in today's class, and see you on Monday. Okay. So before we go, we will be having a session tomorrow. It's a business development session where you will be learning much more about ideation, right? So the facilitator will be Williams Praise, and he's going to talk about ideation in depth, and you will learn a lot of things about ideation. I think there'll also be an opportunity for you to share your ideas, because somebody mentioned something above. I can't remember when, but yeah, I can see it here. Is it possible to share business ideas with you before building? So yeah, Rukayat, this is very possible. Yeah, and I actually encourage you to share ideas, but don't really share very sensitive parts of your ideas, the trade secrets. You don't need to share that, but you can just share the basic structure of your idea, and then from there you'll be assisted. So tomorrow we will give an opportunity for people to share the ideas, what they want to share, right? Share their ideas, and then from there we will talk about ideation, and then you will understand the whole concept of ideation and how you can move from ideation to market research, Okay, you're not learning market research tomorrow. You're learning just ideation, but after ideation, you're going to be learning market research and team building, which is going to be next week. All right, so that's like the whole idea, and I hope that you have a lovely weekend. Try to see how you can practice all these things that you're learning, and prepare to participate in the webinar tomorrow. So tomorrow is our first business development webinar. I would really appreciate everybody attending. Yeah, because it's going to be very interesting. Okay, see you guys tomorrow, and have a lovely weekend. Bye for now.